What's going on, guys? So we are here at the Ford Drive event taking a look at the all-new 2021 Ford F150. Now this is the King Ranch package, so this is a higher trim package than the XLT, than the Lariat, and it's about at par with Platinum, but I would say it's probably just a hair below Limited. But the reality is, on a King Ranch, you can get it equipped with every feature that you can really get in a Platinum or Limited. That's the benefit. And there's some things that some people just don't want in a truck, so that's why they offer so many trim levels, because you might not want a certain headlight package, or you might not want a certain sunroof package, and to know that you don't have to get it in one trim, whereas it might come standard in another trim, gives you the options that you're looking for when you're shopping for a truck. So that is the reason why there's so many different trim levels and so many different ways to customize it. Anyways, with me here, I have Drew with Ford. You want to introduce yourself real quick?
Hi everyone, my name's Drew Cook, and I'm the on-site producer for today's event at the KOA Campground in San Antonio, Texas. We're showcasing the all-new 2021 F-150.
Yep, this is a beautiful truck. I have been a fan of, well, half-ton trucks, three-quarter-ton trucks, one-ton trucks in general. I love them all. But the fact is that Ford is continuing to evolve. And like I was pointing out earlier, this truck isn't a complete departure from the F-150. This is an evolution of the current F-150 of what I've noticed. There's a lot of things that are similar. You can definitely see that it's an F-150. No one has to come up and tell you this is the new F-150, but there's a lot of really interesting areas that you've improved this truck. So if you don't mind, can you walk us around the truck a little bit and kind of point some of those out?
You do make a great point about the evolutionary changes versus revolutionary. And clearly, this is all new. Exterior, all new interior, but definitely looks like an F-150. The truck has had leadership for pickups for over 40 years.
Absolutely. Let's walk around and see what some of the new things are.
Right. So real quick, let's start up front. The new grille. Okay. New look for our grille. You have LED headlamps. Under the hood in this King Ranch, you have a standard 5-liter V8 that has 400 horsepower and 410 pound-feet of torque, which is an improvement over the 2020 model. Okay. All F-150s now come with a standard 10-speed transmission, and that's an improvement. The base 3.3-liter V6 had a 6-speed transmission last year. This year it's 10-speed. So across the lineup now we have 10-speed transmissions.
Great.
The vehicle still is body is still military-grade, high-strength aluminum alloy. No change from there. Your frame is now still a fully boxed, high-strength steel frame. With that, you have the capability, with the 5-liter V8, to tow up to 13,000 pounds properly equipped.
Okay.
With some of our other 3.5-liter EcoBoost, you can tow up to 14,000 pounds, which is class leading.
Yep, and we have that truck sitting right over here in an XLT package, right?
Correct.
Absolutely. Okay, what else we got going on?
Well, let's take a look on the inside of this beautiful truck.
Let's do that.
Now, you can see the design cues of the King Ranch is very much King Ranch, but they've done a beautiful job of really creating a new look. And some of the key features I want to point out is subtle color changes with the interior, maybe a little more brown, I would say, versus previous model years. Other key features is, and the one that everyone talks about now, is the new 12-inch screen with a Sync 4 system.
Yeah, that thing is massive.
Yep. And
it's
I
crazy.
really like the fact, well, I think we have a big competitive advantage, is we use a landscaped look to it. It's been packaged very well and integrated into the dashboard.
Well, what I like about this is that it still gives you all of your main function controls in the forms of button and knobs. I love the fact of being able to grab my air conditioning temperature setting and be able to crank it up or lower it down without having to go through menus on the screen.
Some consumers like using the touchscreen, some would prefer knobs, so in many cases we do offer both.
Yep. In terms of navigation, that's where that thing really comes in handy, and utilizing all the cameras, right? Just having a much larger, more detailed view of what's around the truck, as well as where you're trying to get to with the navigation system.
Correct. And we do now have 5 cameras on the truck with a center high mount stop lamp camera that'll give you a good shot of the bed.
Very cool. And there's a lot of details in here, so you have to look closely. You know, there's vehicles out there that like to hide subtleties, and they've done a great job. You can see here on the steering wheel the King Ranch emblem. And I don't know if you know, but I actually live about 45 minutes away from the King Ranch.
Well, it's a beautiful place, and I can also show you too, they have embossed in the surround up top a picture of the King Ranch.
Oh, that is cool. Let me zoom in on that. That is very cool, and that's a great way to pay homage to the fact that, you know, this truck was designed and built with King Ranch in mind, you know?
Yep.
I love the door too. That is really nice how they put the King Ranch emblem there on the door. Kind of makes me a little jealous.
It's all about, you know, I say the improving the breed, making this truck better from generation to generation.
Yep, and we had some time to spend in the XLT, and we saw in the work truck, or I guess the non-center console configuration, that really great workstation. Correct. That is very thoughtful, because even in my truck, I now have a King Ranch F450, I try to find places to write things sometimes, and sometimes it ends up taking the shape of the King Ranch logo in the center because it's embroidered there. But that new truck gives you all sorts of capability in terms of utilizing space that you might need if you're a business owner. All right, now I'm in the other side, so what were you going to show me?
Well, first of all, I wanted to show you how the office space works in the 2021 F-150s. First thing you do, and this is an optional feature, you put down your shifter, then on top of your storage compartment, there's a latch that folds over, and you have a perfectly flat work surface. And it's got just the right amount of grip to it, so things aren't going to slide.
I know you can't tell me this, but say and tell me this is coming to the Super Duty. You can't tell me this.
I can't tell you that for sure.
I'm going to guess it's coming to the Super Duty, but that's really cool.
Well, what I can tell you is that when they launched Super Duty in 2017, they utilized the existing F-150 cab. Now that the 2021 F-150s come back, I've noticed they've picked up some of the Super Duty features, such as your upper glove box.
Yep, saw that. And I noticed that the button's been moved right here versus on the Super Duty it's right here.
Correct.
So not that that really matters, but that's just a nice little thing in it.
So I guess that answers that thing. It wouldn't surprise me at all if you saw a cab very similar when Super Duty does a refresh.
Absolutely. You want to turn the screen on so we can take a closer look at all the bells and whistles that you get in one of these new, really beautiful trucks. All right, so we are going to kind of check out this system, but we're also going to take this truck for a quick drive as well so we can better experience actually using some of this stuff on the road. So what are we looking at here?
Well, again, this is our new 12-inch screen, and some of the highlights you can see there is of all the various features that are along the bottom, so it allows for ease of navigation as you move through the new Sync 4 system. And what I really like about it is that you have your charging pad.
Okay.
All right, and you can access Android Auto and Apple CarPlay without having to be tethered into the system, as with Sync 3.
Yep.
So it's all very seamless. So I can literally, as you can see, this is my this is the Sync 4 navigation system, a nice full screen. Menu items will roll off here.
Guys, if you can't tell by watching the video, which you probably can't, but this is one massive screen, 12 inches diagonally. It is absolutely monstrous in this dash, and when on navigation mode, it's almost like you're looking at a computer screen in your vehicle. It's a huge screen, but it gives you perspective of so much stuff going on around you, and it's really nice to see. I mean, that's just great.
Yeah, and you've got pinch features, spreading, all kinds of stuff, and the amount of detail, 3D and otherwise, is really amazing. I can tell you the other day when I was up in Austin, I couldn't find the specific store I was looking for. It was buried in a giant shopping center, but I saw the name there, so I knew it was there, so I was able to confidently drove to find the location.
And that's what I tell my wife, actually. I say, you know, the purpose of navigation to me isn't actually using this to dial in an address and find it. It's to find out where you are in reference to something else and to know what roads you can optionally take to get there. I use my system, I believe, more to get myself out of an area that I don't recognize or I'm not familiar with, and to say, oh, okay, I see the interstate, I see the highway. It's just up the street, make a right, and then I'm right there. That's what I use my navigation for, and that's why I always have it on. I actually rarely use it to navigate to where I'm going using the navigation features.
Yeah, more of an assist.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if I set this is an iPhone 8, I set that there, and you can see wireless charger active.
Oh, that is
another
cool.
Great feature. Look at how clean this is.
Yeah.
So you know, and so I can put my shifter back. So my phone's charging. I have my Sync 4 nav up. I have CarPlay just one button away. And there's times I'll use both navigations.
Yeah.
To see who's more, you know, with the traffic and so on, you know, that kind of stuff.
Absolutely, absolutely. No, that is really cool. Very good. Let's take a look at some of those fancy cameras.
Okay. So there's our front camera. And again, this is we have limited speed capabilities with this. So this won't, this is not distracting. It'll turn off once you get above 5 miles an hour. But there's our front view with your 360 bird's eye camera. Again, this truck is superimposed, utilizing cameras in your front grille, rear tailgate, and underneath each of your side view mirrors.
You mind if I touch the screen real quick?
Please.
So I saw a feature on the other truck where you can zoom in independently to the different areas of the truck to see what's around you. Where this can come in handy, well, just with a long vehicle in general, if you're negotiating, I hate to say this, like a drive-through or something that has concrete barriers around it, or if you're hauling an RV or something and you need to kind of know what your approach angles are, this can be very, very helpful. And just having the ability to zoom in around the truck is just super cool in general. It just gives you a lot of detailed information. But what would be really interesting is if you could maybe pull up to one of these cones right here so we can see in reference to, you know, the truck itself where that cone will appear on this map. And at what point we know we need to stop to avoid hitting it. Well, there's the cone. There it is right there. And it's showing that, I'm going to say probably 2 feet, maybe 3 feet away from the truck. So, I'd say that's pretty accurate. That is really cool. And then you can zoom out from there, and you can see the cone right up here in the top as well once I clear that off. So as we drive by it, you'll be able to see where that cone is in reference to the side of the vehicle. And this can help avoid all those really awkward dents you see sometimes on the sides of vehicles, specifically pickup trucks, because you're going around concrete posts and you just can't see it because the post sits so low, yet it's a concrete post, so it's going to win. And you end up making a turn into it. So as we pull forward, if you don't mind.
Not just posts, but curbs.
Curbs
as well.
Yep, everything. Because I can tell you the wheels on these trucks probably aren't cheap.
No. Beautiful.
Beautiful.
We want to keep them that way.
Yep. So let's pull forward a little bit if you don't mind. So you can see this cone, how close it is here to the side of the truck. And if I look out the side here, it's right next to the side of the truck. Very cool. All right.
Now, there's other features to the camera that I'd like to demonstrate.
Please.
So if we hit our menu bar, so again, that's your 360. This is now your full front view.
Yep.
Okay, all 12 inches. This is your front 180, so you get a wider view.
Gotcha. So just real quick, see this F-150 in front of us? It's got a trailer which I can't even see out the front. The trailer is actually extended out to right over the mirror here. But look at that. You can actually see past the trailer, and I am actually looking at that tree over there. That tree way over there. Not that one, but that one right there.
Yeah, almost 90 degrees from us.
That is, that's
180 degree camera.
That's really crazy. And that can come in handy. There's a lot of situations, especially if you're in a construction site and you're trying to navigate around heavy equipment, because sometimes they park it close together. That's really cool.
And then lastly, our new camera, the center high mount, so you can see what's going on in your bed.
What do they call it? A chimsel camera.
That was a term that we, when Super Duty, when we launched it,
Are you still calling it that? Center high mount,
center high mount stop lamp camera, chimsel.
So now you got a chimsel camera that is optional. Is it included standard in the King Ranch package?
It's part of the, it's definitely part of your camera package.
Okay, so whenever you get the camera package.
In this particular King Ranch, yes, I believe it's standard equipment.
Okay, very, very cool. Right, so we're going to take this one for a drive. If you could you talk about the power, the numbers? So this one has the 5-liter V8, right?
Correct.
And you have, what other engine options do you have available in a King Ranch trim?
You can get 3-liter diesel or the 3.5-liter EcoBoost.
Okay, and we're running the 5-liter V8.
Right, with 400 horsepower and 410 pound-feet of torque.
Okay.
Again, they all have a 10-speed transmission. This particular model, because it has the FX4 package, has 8 drive modes.
perfect.
The 8th being a rock crawl feature that's new for this year.
Okay, great. And horsepower and torque on this one?
Oh, 400 horsepower, 410 pound-feet of torque.
What's the highest horsepower torque configuration you can get in an F-150 right now?
For 2021, it would be a 3.5 liter EcoBoost with 400 horsepower and 500 pound-feet of torque.
So I'm going to try to keep this video to a reasonable length, so we're going to take this truck out for a spin in the next video. Guys, if you haven't had a chance, please take a moment, subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up, and we will talk to you again very soon.